simply request that a decision is made on my status. If it is their decision to release me, then make that choice. If it's to be as a contributing member of this team, then make that choice. And if the Bullets believe I'm no longer capable of competing in this arena, then a decision should be made accordingly. I've worked awfully hard to make it back here, and I don't think that's too much to ask.
He is not going to dictate what he's going to do on this team. He is not going to dictate. I am going to dictate to the coach, and the coach is going to dictate to the team. That's the way it's always been, and that's the way it will be. No player is going to dictate to us.
During the same week, there was a confrontation between Bernard and Coach Wes Unseld, and King was suspended for 4 days.
We were going through a regular practice. For some reason, Bernard decided he didn't want to. He took a ball off the rack, and in the middle of the practice, started shooting. I asked Bernard to put the ball up. He said that he didn't have to, and some things that, need not didn't say it. I asked him to leave the gym. He said that he wasn't, he'd worked hard enough to be here, and some other things. Then I pushed him off the floor and told him he was not going to disrupt practice. That was the end of it. The guys, of course, thought it was going to get more than that. That was it. And he said some things, I said some things too, and that was the end of it.
I think this action is indicative that the Washington Bullets are not going to be dictated to when it comes to decisions that affect not only one but all 12 players on our team.
King returned to practice after serving his suspension, but the next day the Bullets released him. For now, King watches and waits and hopes for another NBA team to give him a shot.
And Bruce Beck joins us now to bring us the latest. You spoke to him yesterday. What did he say?
Well, Bernard declined an interview for now, but said he's ready. And his physician, Dr. Norman Scott, says that his knee is better than it's ever been. The question
to talk with Pat Riley about Charles Smith, and here is Riley's reaction.
You must be feeling the missing presence of Charles Smith with this foul problem situation.
Well, we had it in the first half. I mean, Patrick was out, Charles was out. We may have to reevaluate that position. We're trying to put Charles at a spot and have him adapt to the 3 spot. He's always been a power forward, and I really felt and we feel, especially after his first 8 games in that position, that we could become a real good team with him developing there, but maybe we're actually stunning it a little bit and putting him back at his natural position. But he has to play quicker guys out there on the perimeter, and there are times we feel like he can get it done there, but I might have to take another look at that.
Well, from Thursday night till tonight, nothing really has changed in Pat Riley's mind as far as making a starting change. But there's a lot of thought going on the subject because the Knicks have to get more out of Charles Smith, but nothing has changed. I think the problem has been his foul trouble. His foul trouble has limited his playing time, and it has meant he's been playing erratically as well.
And the latest on Rolando Blackman, he will continue to sit out because of the back spasm, so John starts in the starting lineup once again. John, the Bullets having all kinds of problems, and Wes Unseld has even tried to shuffle the lineup. He has Buck Johnson going at a forward position as a starter, and he's moved 6'9" Harvey Grant into the backcourt, so to speak, as a shooting guard, and nothing has worked because since they've made that change, the Bullets have lost 4 out of 5.
Harvey Grant's done it. He's versatile. He's done the job. His numbers are up. He's actually rebounding more than he did during the regular season thus far, and his assists are up. He's doing a nice job, Marv.
All right, it's the Knicks and the Bullets from Madison Square Garden, and we'll be back here with the starting lineups right after these messages. Back at the Garden, set for the introduction of the Hertz starting lineups.
At guard, at 6'7" from Alabama, number 2, Buck Johnson. At guard, at 5'10" from Boston College, number 10, Michael Adams. And forward at 6'10" from North Carolina State, number 24, Tom Gugliotta. And forward at 6'9" from Oklahoma, number 44, Harvey Grant. At center at 6'10" from Louisville, number 43, Purvis Ellison. The trainer is John Lally. Assistant coaches Bill Blair and Jeff Zdelic. And the head coach, Wes Sunset. And now, please welcome your New York Knicks. At guard at 6'5" from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. At guard at 6'2" from UNLV, number 50, Greg Anthony. At forward at 6'10" from Pittsburgh, number 54, Charles Smith. At forward at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, co-captain Charles Oakley. And at center at 17 from Georgetown, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. The head trainer is Mike Strunger. The assistant trainer, Tim Walsh. Assistant coaches, Dick Honor and Jeff Van Gundy. And the head coach for the Knicks, Pat Riley.
This is the third time this season the Knicks and the Bullets have met. They split the first two. The Knicks losing, as you saw, in Landover, 106-104. Knicks beat the Bullets here at the Garden, 98-88. And we talked earlier with Pat Riley and asked for his assessment of the Bullets.
They play extremely hard, and they execute their offense extremely well. Real hard cuts, good screens. You have to play their situations well. You can't let them score on the first or second pass. So, you know, your defense is geared to trying to flatten their offense out and get them into a motion game, which is what they'll play, and hope that the shots are coming up from the perimeter and not off of slices and cuts and things like that. They're a very, very difficult team to defend because they move a lot.
Which means the defense has to move a lot and be very aware, as these cutters will continually try and come down the middle. Tonight's overhead camera shot is brought to you by the Upper Deck Company. Nobody does basketball like Upper Deck.
And we're set for the opening tip. It'll be Patrick Ewing and Purvis Ellison. The Bullets have won only 3 and lost 16 on the road. Only Dallas at 0-18 and Denver at 2-19 have a worse road record. The officials are Bill Oakes, Blaine Reichel, and Joe Borgia. And apparently they will jump again, and there was some dissatisfaction with the basketball. Apparently they did not like the bounce, John. Something that I know you would be able to pick off.
No question, Marv. Perhaps a little air was missing, or the cold air outside, as our director Bobby Lewis points out, an old ball expert. And although he relates very well to pucks, but he's coming on strong. But perhaps the feel of the ball didn't have enough air in it.
Patrick Ewing just tested it. Came out. It's like tasting wine, something I would not be familiar with, but
very good,
rejecting the ball.
Very good transition.
Thank you.
Have you ever had one?
Wait a second. Michael Adams didn't like that ball.
And you know how little guys are. Just being contrary.
And now I think they've settled. Actually, Bill Oakes wisely did not let any players get a feel of the ball he just used. He said, let's get this going. And we are underway as the Knicks control the tip. And John Starks is being guarded by Buck Johnson. Charles Smith, played by Grant. And here is Ewing. And Oakley hustles it down, then loses. Michael Adams for Tom Gugliotta. And he's called for a travel. So, an auspicious start for Tom Gugliotta, who had the sensational game in Landover against the Knicks, but had the 0 for 8 and an early foul trouble against the Knicks here at the Garden.
Oh, and what a ribbing he took from the coaching staff afterwards in an attempt to loosen Tom up as he anticipated his visit here to New York, where many seats are filled with members of his family and his friends. He said, Tom, last time you came here as the next Larry Bird, last time you arrived. But when you left that night, you were someone a long distance from Larry Bird.
But you know Gugliotta will play a lot better than he did that night. The key thing for him is staying out of foul trouble. That's what hurt him last time.
And he has had a superb rookie season, averaging just under 15 points per game. There's Tom from Huntington Station, Long Island. First-round draft pick, the 6th selection overall from North Carolina State. The Knicks with the 2-0 lead, and the Knicks go to pressure. Michael Adams has no difficulty with it, fires down, and Buck Johnson has tied the game at 2.
Combinations, Greg Anthony and Patrick Ewing, they were back pretty quickly, but not quick enough.
Starks working off the pick. And back comes Adams.
Gugliotta had great position on Oakley.
Ellison for Gugliotta, rejected by Oakley. It's that kind of start again for Gugliotta. Here's Starks going all the way, and a look out. Ellison pinning it on the glass. That's a goaltend.
Oh, Starks flying down court. Ellison there, second too late.
The Knicks 4, and the Bullets 2. Johnson posting up. Buck Johnson just not able to provide the offense. We mentioned at the start that since Buck Johnson has entered the starting lineup, as Greg Anthony gives the Knicks a 6-2 lead, it really hasn't mattered. The Bullets have lost 4 out of 5 with Harvey Grant as the shooting guard and Buck Johnson up front. Prior to entering the starting lineup, Johnson had not been used very much. Foul called on Oakley.
Well, Marv, the big story here, and it's a sad one in many ways for the Bullets, is the play of Rex Chapman. He should be out there in that starting 2-guard position, but he's just not playing at a high enough level to have the job now.
The Knicks 6 and the Bullets 2 were just underway at the Garden. Here's Ellison. Buck Johnson kept it alive.
Oh, that's some move by Johnson, working over the taller Charles Smith to get the ball and then putting it back in.
Buck Johnson, a player who signed as a free agent with Washington after 6 years with the Houston Rockets. Nice play by Ellison, but he stepped out, and the Knicks maintained possession. The Knicks with 10 on the shot clock. Starks being played by Johnson, who goes 6'7". And Starks gives the Knicks an 8-4 lead. John Starks in the starting lineup for the 2nd straight game because of the back injury suffered by Rolando Blackman. Here's Johnson. Well, now Buck taking John Starks down low. 8-6. The Knicks on top.
As tough as John Starks is, there's nothing he can do about the 6'7" height advantage of 3 inches that Johnson has, and the Bullets are going right to it.
Oakley looking for his shot. He's had a couple of productive games. Comes off a season high of 17 the other night. And Starks extends to a 10-6 lead. Adams played well by Anthony. Gugliotta being guarded by Oakley. Here's Adams off the dribble. He's fouled by Greg Anthony. So Michael Adams will go to the foul line. Michael in his 8th season out of Boston College. One of the better foul shooters in the league, 85%. At one stretch, he hit 45 in a row from the line.
Michael is the leader of this team in the backcourt. We look at our assist leaders in the NBA, and he's in the top 10 at number 9 right now. But what limits him and hurts his game entirely is this team's inability to dominate the boards and run. That's where Adams is at his best, when the team is running as the Knicks are doing right now.
Well, the Bullets applied the pressure. The Knicks were able to penetrate. Oh, quick pass from Oakley. The Knicks 12. The Bullets 8. Patrick Ewing with his first field goal. Beautiful pass thrown by Charles Oakley.
This is the game the Knicks want the Bullets in, the half-court game.
Gugliotta switching hands on the dribble. Went to the left, then the right, as he was met by Ewing. Oakley.
It's okay, though. You want Charles looking for his shot, as he did.
Pretty look away from Adams.
Well, see the difference when the team runs and Adams is at the helm for the Bullets. They've got some guys who can get down court like Purvis Ellison. Ellison doesn't have the body of an NBA center, but he sure can fly. He moves well. Nice recovery by Gugliotta. The ball moves up court into the right man's hands. Adams looks away. What a beautiful pass.
And Purvis Ellison hit the free throw, completing the three-point play. Nick foul was called on John Starks. Knicks lead 12-11. Ewing's pass broken up by Grant.
Ewing is working more on the perimeter tonight against the smaller Purvis Ellison.
There's the shot put style jump shot by Michael Adams, and he's given Washington a 1-point lead. Knicks call for a timeout. 7:17 remaining in this first quarter.
I'm Eric Nyberg from the law firm of Effman, Nyberg, and Rosenblum. You know us as criminal defense attorneys because of our high-profile criminal cases. But Effman, Nyberg, and Rosenblum is a full-service law firm. We handle matrimonial, real estate, personal injury, and corporate law. Quality legal representation need not be expensive. If you require an experienced and professional law firm, Effman, Nyberg, and Rosenblum can be of service to you. We have offices in both Hempstead and Hopper. Thank you.
What makes Jiffy Lube America's favorite oil change? Over 45,000 satisfied customers a day say it's because of the service. You get trained technicians who take good care of you and your car. Plus, Pennzoil, America's #1 selling motor oil. So you get top quality service and top quality oil. You and your car deserve the best, so take it to #1. Take it to Jiffy Lube.
Free discount club membership with our 14-point full service saves you $3 on your next service.
I'm an individual, one special person, and Dowling College treats me that way.
At Dowling, we're committed to your personal growth, your career, your future, your goals. And we're here for you days, nights, Saturdays, and Sundays with outstanding faculty and programs right on Long Island.
I'm glad I discovered Dowling. It's a very special place. Personal college, where everyone grows.
This great teamwork moment is brought to you by the team of Canon Technology and MCS Service. One is a great reason to buy the other. Tonight's overhead camera shot is brought to you by the Upper Deck Company. Nobody does basketball like Upper Deck, and nobody passes that ball much better than Charles Oakley did to a wide-open Patrick Ewing.
Bullets in the midst of a 7-2 run, and they lead it 13-12. They double up on Ewing. A beautiful pass for Anthony. An assist for Ewing, and a beautiful pass thrown by Patrick. Knicks lead by 1. Here's Buck Johnson again posting. And Buck Johnson is having his way down low against John Starks.
Well, Wes Unseld wants his team to exploit that relationship, and Buck Johnson is enjoying it. John Starks isn't.
Is Buck enjoying the relationship? Is that what the point is? Here's Oakley. The Knicks lead by 1.
It's amazing when Oakley makes a play like that, you wonder about the other millions that he complicates. But he did that beautifully. Look at this. This is unbelievable. Well, Pat Riley's not going to be able to go for this much longer.
Now, John Starks is getting killed by Buck Johnson. Buck is 5 for 6 from the field, and this is a guy who has not been doing it. Starks hits the 3.
And that's a real dilemma. John Starks is doing his thing as Buck Johnson is, and Michael Adams is looking right again for this.
Now, Ewing over to help. It leaves Gugliotta with some room. And Tom Gugliotta with his first field goal.
No more monkey, Mark.
And the game is tied at 19.
He's a free man.
Here's Ewing, and the shooting has picked up at both ends. Knicks 21, Bullets 19.
If the Bullets insist on going at Starks again, the help has to arrive quickly like it did last time when Ewing came over.
Tom Johnson gets it out for Gugliotta. Now Ellison. Shot clock at 6. Starks with a steal. 2-on-1. And a foul called on Adams.
Adams knew what he was doing. It was a layup otherwise. See, the Knicks did some adjusting last time down court. Adams is going to look inside for Buck Johnson again. It's been so fruitful, but the help arrives quickly as it did the time before. Ewing makes him give up that ball and force options.
Knocked out of bounds by Adams. Well, both clubs shooting well in this first quarter. We're coming up on 5 minutes remaining. Knicks lead 21-19. Anthony picked up on a switch by Gugliotta. And the Knicks turn it over.
I would think Pat Riley is very anxious to see his Knicks come out smart and into it right away, and not get into this let's get going in the second half routine, which is what happened in their last game. It seems like weeks ago, last Thursday against Atlanta.
Knicks losing to the Hawks 110-105. That snapped a 4-game Knicks win streak.
But they allowed 63 points in the first half, and that's where they really lost the game.
Back comes Starks. Adams over to help. Ewing drawing the double team. Here's Smith.
Not the kind of shot you want Charles to take, although the unselfishness by Ewing is nice.
Here's Grant. And Ellison gets to it. He's fouled by Starks. John Starks called for the hold. That's his second.
You just don't want people shooting under pressure all the time. You don't want it ever. But when the Knicks move the ball 3, 4, 5 times, you want the shooter, the final man, to take a shot that he can make.
But Johnson again operating down low. 6 for 7, 12 points for Buck Johnson. John Starks leads the Knicks. He has 9 on 4 out of 5.
Buck Johnson comes into tonight's game averaging 4 points a game for the Bullets.
Bullets come off a overtime loss Saturday night to Charlotte. Anthony. Now Buck Johnson picked up by Charles Smith. Here's Adams. Michael Adams giving the Bullets a 23-21 lead.
Well, it's hard to believe right now that the Bullets are over 13 games behind the New York Knicks in the Atlantic. They're at the bottom. The Knicks are on the top.
Oakley has tied it at 23. And Adams fires. Oh. Michael Adams giving the Bullets a 25-23 lead. Anthony, he was rejected. Here's Adams 2-on-1. He has Gugliotta with him, and a bad pass. Timeout taken by the Bullets with 2:52 remaining in this first quarter. It's the Bullets 25, the Knicks 23. Anthony and Davis in the backcourt. Ewing, Smith, Mason up front. Anthony had to save it. Smith tips it. Gugliotta recovers. LeBradford Smith. So the Bullets with a 27-23 lead. LeBradford Smith in his second NBA season out of Louisville. Doc Rivers getting set to come on. 1:45 remaining first quarter. And Patrick Ewing cuts it to a 2-point Bullets lead.
Ewing will see double and triple teaming all night. He executed that shot quickly, and that's why he was so successful.
There's Grant. Nice move by Harvey Grant, warding off Charles Smith. The Bullets have been on fire in this opening quarter. They lead it 29-25. Bullets have hit 13 of 20 from the field. Mason. The Knicks have shot well. They've been right around the 55% mark. Bullets by 2.
The Bullets' opponents this year average 49% from the field. Very high. That's why they're losing so much.
And Gugliotta is able to drill it. Bullets 31. And the Knicks 27. Second field goal for the rookie Tom Gugliotta. Down to 45 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Shot clock to 5. Mason going baseline. Oh, he beat Gugliotta and then was able to finish it off. The Bullets lead.
What you do for a living. In fact, Dwayne and I were talking, we cannot believe that you do the same thing in the wintertime, completely unproductive as you are in the summertime. But what the heck?
Has he been friendly and cordial, Dwayne?
To everyone he meets, of course. He's a friendly guy. You know that.
Truer words were never spoken. Back to you, Marv and John.
All right, Al. Very well captured, I thought, by Tony. Tony and Dwayne preparing for Yankee baseball on MSG. I thought they had zeroed right in on that, you know?
Well, the game's a thing, Marv. Fortunately, rapport isn't an important part of the broadcast.
Anthony Mason cuts it to a 33-31. Bullets lead, and both clubs shot extremely well in that first quarter. Rex Chapman with the ball. He just checked in. Doc Rivers now in the backcourt, along with Hubert Davis, Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing, and Tony Campbell up front. Ewing from deep, and Davis able to get to it.
Well, the story of Rex Chapman on the defensive end of the court is that his man drools at the sight of him. Let's see what kind of time Doc Rivers has being guarded by Rex Chapman.
You know, I do see some liquid coming down the side of the mouth of Doc Rivers. Perhaps we can get closer on that.
Doc settled for the long bomb to open things up. But Rex Chapman, a very talented young man, has had a real problem with defense, and that's why he has not been playing much.
Is that an offensive tip? Look for the drool. Here's Chapman wide open. And back comes Rivers. Tony Campbell making his first appearance, coming off the season high of 20 off the bench against Atlanta on Thursday, and gets right to it.
Line drive.
Tony Campbell may be playing himself back into a starting role the way things are going. Game is tied at 33. Tony Campbell began the season as a starter with Charles Smith not ready physically. Here's Campbell again. And the Knicks lead 35-33, and that leads to a Bullet timeout.
Very interesting. Nicely done by Tony Campbell, giving the Knicks a lead with that fine shooting right away. Of course, the NBA is a game of matchups, and this is the kind of game that should not be a difficult one for Tony Campbell. The matchup situation is such that he should not have a problem tonight. There are no great players on the Washington Bullets, and the small forward position on defense, the one that Tony Campbell plays in the NBA, has many, many outstanding players to deal with. But tonight should be a good one, and it looks like a good one so far for Tony.
Rivers stripping Smith. Doc Rivers with the steal and the bucket, and the Knicks have taken a 37-33 lead. Rex Chapman, LeBradford Smith now in the backcourt. Harvey Grant, Purvis Ellison, and Larry Stewart up front for the Bullets. Here's Smith getting inside, and that'll count. Ewing called for the goal 10. So that stops the 8-0 run. The Knicks had scored the last 8 points.
Terrific move by LeBradford Smith, going one way and then backdooring a veteran defensive player like Doc Rivers. That was unusual.
3 minutes in, second quarter. Davis, yes, and it counts.
Well, an upper deck view here, and that's Rex Chapman on defense. And Hubert Davis succeeded on his way to a three-point play.
Here's Tom Gugliotta making his return. Purvis Ellison sitting down, leaves with 5. And Hubert Davis looking to complete the three-point play. The Knicks 39, the Bullets 35. Grant, quick release, not a good shot. Turnaround where he could not see the rim. Mason operating against Grant. Herb Williams now trying to post up. He came on for Patrick Ewing. Williams, air ball. But last touch by the Bullets, and the Knicks will have it with 5 on the 24. Mason up front now with Williams and Campbell. Knicks need a quick shot right here. Rivers was rejected. And back comes Smith. Chapman, nice feed. Stewart was fouled. Stewart pushed. And he will go to the line. Tony Campbell picking up his first. Larry Stewart out of Coppin State, a rookie free agent who surprised last year, made the all-rookie team. He's in his second NBA campaign. San Antonio, incidentally, had extended an offer sheet for Larry Stewart, but the Bullets matched the offer, although Stewart is not seeing the kind of time that he did a year ago.
No, only 16.5 minutes a game and 7 points a game for Larry Stewart. The impression is not the same this year as it was last year.
Buck Johnson has returned. Buck Johnson certainly had his way in the first quarter, hit 6 of 7. 12 points as he continually posted up John Starks, able to take advantage of that mismatch. Here's Davis again going to the hoop. And the Knicks now lead 41-37.
Bullets coaching staff noting Rex Chapman dealing with Davis, and that's 2 successful drives for Hubert.
Chapman. Rebound handled by Mason. Davis again to the drive. And again hits.
Well, not to pick on a guy, but Chapman's a young, strong, athletic player. And the rookie Davis comes in off the bench and has gone around him 3 times for layups.
Knicks now lead by 6. Stewart for Smith. And the Knicks taking command. 6-point lead. 5 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Mason feeling around, goes to the fadeaway. Yes. And the Knicks lead 45-37. Wes Unseld calling for time. A 16-4 run by the Knicks.
This bench breakdown shows the Knicks getting big help off the bench. Anthony Mason, Hubert Davis leading the way. For Bradford Smith, 4 of the Bullets, 6 points. Hubert Davis right into the game and has made a major contribution. He goes around Rex Chapman. That became a 3-point play for Hubert Davis. Hubert, known for the jump shot, however, is staying with the drive. Little pick there delayed Rex. And even the help that arrived couldn't stop Hubert Davis.
Knicks have their biggest lead of the night, 8-point margin. Rivers knocking it away. Good play by Doc Rivers. Campbell with the pull-up, and he's hacked by Smith. This unit has played very well. Campbell up front with Mason and Williams, backcourt of Rivers and Davis.
Well, what we're seeing now, Bob, is what the Knicks coaching staff and Ernie Grunfeld and Dave Checketts and Pat Riley would expect. This team is deep, and the feeling should be against a team like the Bullets. Any 5 we put out here should do well against a team like the Bullets right now.
Now Chapman and Smith sit down. Grant and Adams return. 6:47 remaining first half. Tony Campbell off the bench to hit for 6 points. And the Knicks open up a 10-point lead. Big run by the Knicks. And Rivers called for the foul as he was trying to prevent Johnson from getting position. So Buck going back to his style of the first quarter. He did it to Starks, now trying to post up Rivers. Ellison in a battle with Williams now. Ellison getting the position. He was down deep. Perfect position, and Herb Williams was taken to the hoop.
Ellison is very tricky around the basket. He can move. He's quite mobile.
Knicks lead 47-39. Here's Williams. Rebound, Gugliotta. With box out. Adams, wild pass, broken up. And the Knicks have some numbers. Davis with a 3-on-2, pulls it up. Rebound, Campbell lost it off his foot. Gugliotta, very fortunate to get by Davis.
Gugliotta has good hands, and he's a terrific passer.
Johnson stripped. They collapsed on him. So Doc Rivers got some help. Hit fake by Mason. Oh, so fluid with that move. What a move by Anthony Mason.
And he uses that body so well, protecting the ball with his body, keeping his body between the man and the ball.
Knicks by 10 points. Ellison, not a good shot.
Not many players understand when the ball goes inside. It's okay if it comes out again. It'll come back.
And it will be Nick Ball. Gugliotta try to pick it off, but knocked it out of bounds. Knicks have 14 on the 24. 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Troutwood with Earl Monroe for Walt Fly Frazier. We'll hear from Al and the Pearl at halftime. Knicks come in on top of the Atlantic by 2 games over the New Jersey Nets, who are in the midst of a Texas swing. Here's Gugliotta. He was trying to get the contact. No foul call. Nets tonight playing at San Antonio. Third place Boston, 4.5 back, not scheduled. Orlando, 5 games back, playing out on the coast against the Lakers. Here's Campbell. Oh, he is on fire. And John, you get the feeling that the confidence is back.
Oh, big time. He didn't shoot that ball from that range the other night when he had his 20 against Atlanta.
8 points for Campbell. Knicks lead by 12 and a foul is called. Now Charles Smith will come on. And Tony Campbell hears it from the crowd. Hubert Davis also played well. He'll sit down. John Starks checks in. Hubert Davis hitting on those consecutive drives. He leads with 6 points. Harvey Grant, 76% free throw shooter. Leading scorer on the Bullets, averaging 20 per game. You'll recall the Knicks went after Harvey Grant big time. They extended an offer sheet, but the Bullets, not thrilled about that kind of money. They felt that his salary was ballooned by the offer sheet, but the Bullets did match it. Starks able to get back to it. Knicks 53, the Bullets 41.
Knicks are wearing the Bullets down. By the way, when Tony Campbell was on the court, it was a 22-8 run for the Knicks. Those were the happy numbers for Tony Campbell and his teammates.
Patrick Ewing getting set to return. He's over at the scorer's table. Adams. Michael Adams, I would say, shoots higher than anyone in the NBA in terms of firing it up into the air.
Right from top of his head to the height of the arc of the shot.
Well put.
He's 4-1, you know.
That's nice, guy. He does have that shot put style, very unusual, unorthodox shooting style. Starks now forcing shots. Knicks lead by 10. We come up on 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Knicks on the run. Bullets not getting back. Here's Rivers for Starks, and he's fouled. Ellison coming over, got the ball, and got a piece of John Starks. Knicks take a timeout with 2:54 to go. First half.
After weeknight Nick and Ranger home games, catch Sports Talk, sports news, and much more live from the play-by-play with Mike Francesa.
In this third quarter, Knicks by 8. Grant. Harvey Grant with 11. And the Bullets now within 6 off the 12-2 run. 1:35 remaining in the third. Ewing, yes. The Knicks lead 78-70. Stewart played by Campbell. Rivers going for the steal. Shot clock at 7. Grant, he's been catch and shoot. And looks like he landed on his wrist. And comes up hobbling. Harvey Grant has caught fire here in the third quarter.
That's an amazingly quick release the 6'9" Harvey Grant has presented tonight.
He's hit his last 3. Davis for Mason. Beautifully done by Hubert Davis. 22nd timeout taken by the Bullets. The Knicks now lead 80-72 with 49 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Crowd of 7. Washington ball following this 22nd timeout. Adams being played by Rivers. Doc always looking for the steal. And Grant tripped up by Mason. Anthony Mason called for his second. The Knicks are now over the foul limit. So Grant will go to the line. Harvey Grant has come on strong the last 2 years, averaged 18 points a game last season. He's up over 20 per game. 76% free throw shooter. Harvey Grant in his 5th season from Oklahoma. And he has tripped that Knick lead down to 6. A 12-2 run by the Bullets here in the third. Turning it around. Pass intended for Campbell. And the Bullets with another opportunity. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And now they'll play the clock. Adams setting it. 10 on the 24. Rivers got a piece of it. And Ewing held by Grant. That is 4 on Grant. Bullets are over the foul limit, so Ewing will go to the line.
Boy, Ewing going for those pop-fly passes. With all due respect to Tony Kubek in the crowd tonight now. And he's been very quick to pursue those opportunities. Mentioned Charles Smith before getting a lot of minutes. He went out the game moments ago with 26 minutes in the game tonight. 1 field goal in the game. And no personal fouls, a problem that has plagued him throughout many games, but still not into the flow.
And Buck Johnson is back. Harvey Grant sitting down after picking up his 4th. Well, Patrick Ewing 4 for 4 from the line. It's with an 8-point lead. They go to pressure. Final seconds of the quarter. Ellison. Rebound Rivers. And here's Ewing. Won't count. Wade off. Wade off before Ewing released. After 3, the Knicks lead by to face the Miami Heat in Miami on Friday. Knicks 84 and the Bullets 74. The Bradford Smith. He has 6 points. So the Bullets hanging around. They were trailing by as many as 16. It appeared the Knicks were about to blow them out. But a 12-2 run got Washington back into it. Rivers passing on the 3. Shot clock at 5. Down to 3. Here's Rivers for 3. And it's a 24-second violation.
Pat Riley imploring his team to put forth an effort here to put this Bullets team away once and for all, but the Bullets are not going away.
Buck Johnson off the pick. Charles Jones, who checked in following that timeout, setting the screen. And here are the Bullets moving within 6.
Now there is a defensive presence inside with Charles Jones for the Bullets.
Herb Williams has come out to practice Ewing at the start of this fourth quarter, where the Knicks are having difficulty finding shots. Mason with the air ball. Pass behind Stewart, has to save it. Rivers with the steal. 3-on-2 developing. Now the Bullets get back. Davis was on the line. That's a 2-point attempt. And back comes Adams. For Johnson on the run. It counts. And the foul. Buck Johnson has killed the Knicks tonight. Foul committed by Doc Rivers, and Buck will go to the line.
Bullets putting some quality out here now for the Knicks, and they're making this thing interesting for the Bullets and not interesting for the fans here who are starting to rumble. Imagine how Pat Riley's
2.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Price. Well, Brent Price has the range. Second-round draft pick out of Oklahoma. That's his first field goal. The ball. Ellison is fouled by Ewing. Oakley arguing the call. Oakley's playing with 5. It is on Ewing. That's his third.
nice instinctive fake by Ellison when he was under pressure. That head fake freed him from Ewing and then Oakley, and he drew the foul.
Purvis and erratic foul shoot of 67%. Last year voted the NBA's most improved player. Had an excellent season, averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds. He's made nice strides offensively. 17 tonight for Ellison.
Ellison did not play in the first meeting here at the Garden November 24th. He and Chapman and LeBradford Smith were out. And still the Bullets played tough. Knicks were able to win by 10.
Starks, yes. The Bullets, 93. The Knicks, 92. Starks has 19. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter. Bullets turn it over. Rivers being watched by Price. Ewing. Oh, good play by Ellison. Knocked it away. LeBradford Smith with the spin changed his mind.
What instinct by Oakley. Sensing the pressure Smith was under, examining where he had to throw the ball and getting there ahead of the intended receiver.
But the Knicks give it back. Harvey Grant, Michael Adams racing off the bench, and they will check in on the next dead ball. Brent Price operating out as the point guard. Ian LeBradford Smith in the backcourt. Ellison, Johnson, Gugliotta up front. Price. And knocked out of bounds by Gugliotta.
Rookie judgment on that shot by Price, and I looked at Unseld. He calmly put his hands up. It's okay. Patience is necessary, even when you're a vicious competitor like Wes Unseld.
Knicks down by 1. Starks. And back comes Adams for the Bullets. Gugliotta now played by Mason. Grant is fouled, driving into the middle of the pack, and he was hit Bill Borger with the call. It's called on Ewing, so that's 4 for Ewing. Grant will go to the line. He is 5 out of 6 from the line. The Bullets lead at 93 to 92. So the Knicks in a struggle with a Bullet Club that has lost its last 2. A Bullet Club that has won only 12 and lost 29. And they've managed only 3 wins in 19 games on the road. Only Dallas and Denver have played worse on the road. And we're talking about Dallas 0-18, Denver 2-19. Mason won't count. It's a traveling violation.
I thought it might have been an offensive foul by Anthony. He clobbered his opponent with his elbow as he went into the move. You'll see this now. He'll dig his elbow inside. You can see his man fall back, but they got him on the walk.
The Bullets have called for time. 3:22 to go in the game. Our major lineup tonight, live for the play-by-play with Mike Francesa following Knick basketball. The guest list includes Tommy Lasorda, Tony Kubek, Dwayne Statz from the Yankee broadcast crew, Eamon Coughlin, and Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi. That'll be coming up following Knick basketball.
Oh, take a look from our overhead camera shot brought to you by Upper Deck. Good anticipation. Watch Oakley anticipate where that pass is going and get there. Big play by Charles. Unfortunately, his teammates turned it right into the hands of the Bullets on the way down. There's our Upper Deck camera working feverishly to make this game pleasant.
Pleasant, huh?
Pleasant viewing.
Bullets by 2 as we come up on 3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, and Harvey Grant extends to a 4-point Bullet lead. Grant has 18. The Knicks at one stretch led by 16. They led most of the way. John Starks trims it to a 2-point Washington lead.
Where the advantage lies, the Knicks have to strike. And that would seem Patrick Ewing once again. Got to go to him.
Shot clock of 10. Adams working against Rivers. Down to 5. Adams had it knocked away. And back come the Knicks. Starks whipping by Grant. Starks for Rivers. And he's fouled by Johnson.
Well, it took a while. Rivers was wide open for a period of time. When Starks lifted his head up, finally he saw him and got the ball to him nicely. See, the head goes up. Now he sees Rivers. Doc Rivers has the body to withstand those shots.
Knicks have been suffering at the foul line. Only 18 for 27. Harvey Grant, who came up hobbling after he hit that corner jump just a moment ago, is being replaced. LeBradford Smith is back. The Knicks are now down by 1. Doc Rivers, who is a solid free throw shooter, is 2 for 3 tonight. Doc 86% from the line for the season. He's tied the game at 96. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Doc seems to be in the pattern, or I should say in the rotation of the fourth quarter point guard position of late.
Ellison. Gugliotta. Gugliotta on the recovery. And we get a whistle. Rivers on the floor. Lane Reichelt with a blocking foul call. It's on Rivers. That's 4 on Doc. Both clubs are over the limit. And Gugliotta will go to the line.
Well, Rivers leaned in there, and that was the judgment that he committed the foul.
Gugliotta not a strong free throw shooter, only 65%. And only 3 of 11 from the field. But it hits on both. Well, John Gugliotta showing a 3 for 19 his 2 games back in his hometown here at Madison Square Garden. Bullets take a 2-point lead. Minute 50 to go in the 4th. Starks for 3. Yes. That's his second from downtown. John Starks has 24. The Knicks lead by 1. Adams working against Rivers. Buck Johnson backing Anthony Mason. Oh, he forced it and he hit. What a shot by Buck Johnson. He's been unconscious. He now has 29, and the Bullets lead by 1. He's hit his last 7 straight. Starks, yes, the Knicks by 1. Good finish with a minute 11 remaining, 4th quarter. Wes Unseld wants a timeout. A minute 8 remaining in the 4th quarter. The Knicks appear to be on the verge of a blowout. They led by as many as 16, and they led most of the way. But the Bullets, with a couple of good runs in the 3rd and 4th, have got right back into it. The Knicks are back here at the Garden Thursday, facing the Golden State Warriors. And our broadcast coverage begins with Knicks game night at 7. And then Friday, the Knicks move on to Miami, facing the Miami Heat.
The Bullets know about close games lately, Marv. Their last 3 games played at home were overtime games. And they only won 1 of them against Miami last Tuesday. But they are into a close game thing these days.
Lost in overtime to Charlotte on Saturday night in Landover. 10 on the 24. Rivers doing a good job against Adams. Here's Gugliotta. Stripped by Oakley. Out of play by Charles Oakley. So the Knicks flip the ball and a 1-point lead. Here's Starks. Well, John Starks going right to the hoop. He saw the opening, although there were still 17 remaining on the shot clock. He drew the foul. Buck Johnson called for his 4th.
How about this recovery by Oakley? Swipes the ball, has the spin on it off the swipe that makes it come in his direction. So as he's falling, he captures it and hands it off to his teammate. And John Starks now gives the Knicks a 2-point lead.
John Starks has been having his problems at the line. 1 out of 4 before he hit that one.
He's always been good in clutch moments, though, Marv.
Yes, he has been solid down the stretch of games. Hit both. And the Knicks with a 3-point lead. The Bullets call for time. Drawing of a play for Bernard King, to be pointed out.
That's for sure. But doesn't look like they're going for the long bomb here. There's plenty of time. 45 seconds on the game clock. And they don't need to go to 3-point shooting at this point. The way Harvey Grant's been shooting the ball will be nice in his hands, but the main man is Buck Johnson. So let's see if Wes Unseld has his team direct the ball to the hot hands of Buck Johnson.
Yes, Buck has hit his last 7. He has 29 points. You would not think of Buck as a go-to guy. Let's see how they play it. Knicks by 3. LeBradford Smith setting it up. He's double-teamed. Grant for Gugliotta for 3. Rebound Mason. Well, that's what we would not expect.
I don't think that was designed. It just happened that way, and Gugliotta has the good long jump shot, just didn't make it.
That's time remaining in the 4th quarter, down to 20 seconds. 10 on the shot clock. Ewing with the double pump. Air ball fielded by Mason. Anthony Mason with the bucket. 5-point Knick lead. And a timeout taken with 11 seconds remaining in the 4th. Knicks get a break. Well, Patrick Ewing will say it was a setup, an assist for Mason. We'll be right back. From 3-point range, not on the court. Gugliotta fires the 3, and that will wrap it. So the Knicks with a strong finish. They led by as many as 16. They allowed the Bullets to get back into it. But the Knicks defeat the Bullets to make it 5 wins the last 6 games. They win it 105-100. The Knicks are now 26 and 15, and they have now won 18 of 22 here at the Garden. We'll be back with our post game in a moment.